Hey boys and girls, Coach John here. I was supposed to link up with Harry Matadine today, Holistic Harry. He's in Portugal and we're having some technology issues, unfortunately, about that. I haven't been able to rise him yet, so hopefully we're going to sort that out and we'll get Harry out as soon as we can. But in the meantime, I know yesterday I was dealing with some technology issues on sound when we were talking about our event nutrition. So I thought I was going to do a Coles Notes on event nutrition right now. And then I was actually going to circle back to event nutrition again with another PowerPoint, more condensed and more precise. So this whole event, just so you know, this event is a crystallization of my message. It's for me and for you. It's a healing for me and a healing for you. It's a healing space for everyone that wants to heal or change their life. We're all healing here. Okay? Nobody here is perfect. I am not perfect. My program's not perfect. I am perfecting my program by putting myself in the live space of it, thinking about it, speaking about it, and doing it along with you guys for free to crystallize it for myself and to crystallize and share it with you. So here's my event nutrition. My event nutrition is my unfooding program. My unfooding program is the program that I share now with all of my customers and my clients. So this is my personal nutrition program that I'm sharing with the world. It's written about in my ebook. I'm not sure if you've seen my ebook, but everyone that joined the page and everyone that joined the event did get a copy of my ebook. If you'd like to take a look at it, it talks a little bit more about this in more detail. But to clarify, and I'm going to clarify this even more as we move through this week, I'm talking about unfooding, and unfooding is something that I've developed over the last 7 years of my life, where I've been fasting and feasting, following the natural health system, method, protocol, way of being. I've dismissed the whole allopathic model 7 years ago. I started to drift away from it 5 years ago. I fully embraced natural healing after I read The Mucusless Diet System by Dr. Arnold Ehret. So that was a massive transformational, pivotal time in my life with the change with regards to understanding how to heal the body naturally. And the body heals naturally. It's completely different. It's completely backwards to what we're taught by the mainstream. The mainstream idea is that we need to get something to be healthy. And the natural health prescription is to remove things to be healthy and well. So understand that there is a backwards approach to health there. It's completely alternative. And it's really the only way that the body heals is naturally. And if we follow the allopathic protocol and method, we create sickness, illness, disease, pain, problem, pestilence in our lives, because we're taking something from the outside and keep putting it in and putting it in and putting it in and thinking that this is going to make us well. I need to get something else because I'm not well. I need to get something else. No, I need to get some stuff out in order to be well, to get well. I need to start getting some stuff out. Getting some stuff out of my mind, of my head, of my thoughts. Change of paradigm is what I need to make a change in my life. First things are thoughts. It all starts with thoughts, and it progresses into words and habits and behaviors and addictions and food addictions. And this is about breaking our food addictions. And it's really about being natural, and it's about being balanced. I'm talking about two things when I talk about unfooding. I'm talking about fasting, and I'm talking about feasting. And this is actually how it actually was, is that there was times where we would have plenty of food and we would probably eat and gorge, and then there was times where there was no food. and there would be going for days without food. And so that's probably what's more natural. Actually, what's natural right now, it is not natural at all. It's not natural to take a cart and drive it through a building and just pull things off of the shelves into the cart. That is not natural. That's unnatural. What's unnatural has been programmed into us as being natural. We've been programmed from childhood that we got to buy something, get it fast, get it now, or we're not going to be happy, healthy, well. That's how we've been trained. So that's how we are. That's what we've ingested as truth. It's unhealthy to be empty. It's not well to be empty. If we're empty, that's a bad thing. It's feasting and fasting because that's how life is. Life is feasting and fasting. Life is both hot and cold. It's both. It's night and day is both life. Okay, it's both. So we need to have both in our life. It's not only about what do we eat, It's no, what do we eat and what do we not eat? It's both. When do we eat and when do we not eat? We need to change our thoughts and ideas regarding food. It's a new idea, a different paradigm, natural health. It's a different paradigm. It's a different paradigm than the allopathic model. You can be eating allopathic model. You're not going to be healthy. If that's what you've been doing, you need to do something different. You need to change. Something different has to be done in order for a different outcome to happen. We have to change. Okay? It's fasting and feasting. That is unfooding. Unfooding is two things. My Imperfection program. This is all a part of my Imperfection program. It's a 12-week body and life transformation program. I'm borrowing from my 12-week body and life transformation program the information that I share with my clients, and I'm creating this 10-day free opportunity for people to experience the things that I teach in my 12-week program. Right? So this 10-day experience is teaching you about my unfooding program. I'm trying to do everything in a very short, abbreviated space. I'm getting very clear and concise about what it is that you need to do in order to create massive change in your life. And I'm giving it away to people for free because natural health is free. It was given to me as a gift for free. So my responsibility is to share it for free. I'm giving it to everybody for free. Okay, it's my commitment because it's my gift. I'm grateful for it, and I'm gratefully sharing it lovingly. Right? Fasting, first of all, it's two things. It's fasting and it's feasting. This is unfooding. Unfooding is an aspect of my Imperfection program. My Imperfection program is two things: emotion and unfooding. Emotion is movement and breath work. Unfooding is fasting and feasting. Fasting is a very important thing. Let me tell you about fasting a little bit. First of all, every man on the planet of all time that has left a mark on this planet for all time has fasted. That to me is the very first thing that we got to bear in mind. A lot of people would put that at the end of the list. I put that right at the top of the list. Greatness is associated with fasting. I'll tell you, in 2016, the Nobel Peace Prize in 2016 went to a gentleman on autophagy. Autophagy is the study of fasting. It's what happens when the body is fasting. Autophagy is when the body cleans itself or rids itself of damaged elements in the cell. Organelles, aspects of the cell are healing and repairing. This happens. Autophagy is increased some 700% while we're fasting, while we're sleeping, while we're resting. While we're fasting, it's intensified, right? So fasting is like, it's historic in that all the greatest people of all times have done it. And it's present in that it was the Nobel Peace Prize winner in 2016. Fasting creates digestive rest. Okay, think about it for a second. When I ingest some food, I got to create saliva. I've got to create mucus to let it go down. I've got to do digestive work. The stomach's got to work. I got to create hydrochloric acid to break down, especially the most dense foods, proteins and fats. The heavier foods need hydrochloric acid, so more digestive work there. I got to create bile to move that stuff through the liver. Then I got to create enzymes for the digestive process. I got to create insulin to shuttle all of that nutrient into the body. There's a lot of organs in the body. Liver's got to work, kidneys got to work now to get this stuff out of the body, clean out the blood, and move the right stuff around to the right place. There's a lot of organ work from eating. And if you're eating 3, 4, 5 times a day for 30, 40, 50 years, because that's what we've been told to do, then we get a backup, and that's creating a toxicity inside of the body. So toxicity inside of the body is chemicals, coffee, alcohol. It's all the food chemicals that they put in, all of the preservatives and all of the food chemicals, also pesticides and all of that stuff, all of the hormones that they're putting in the animals, right? The hormones that they're putting in the milks, right? That they're putting in the cows that we're eating, right? It's just the air pollution. It's the plastic pollution. It's chemicals and materials. It's food waste, it's food stuff, like overeating has created toxicity of actual food waste inside of the lymphatic system. So food materials, food stuffs, organic stuff is stuck inside of the body. So there's toxicity from chemicals, there's toxicity from drugs, from medications, there's toxicity from pollutions. That's got to come out of the body. There's toxicity from overeating. So there's food waste inside of the body. There's toxicity, like I had yeast, like athlete's foot, candida in my stomach, like overgrowths of yeast. Yeast is candida. Yeast is like, it's a living thing. So there's toxicity from living beings actually living inside. Bacteria overgrowth, virus overgrowth. People are getting sick. That's why. Because we're getting all this imbalance of improper bacteria inside of our body when we're eating the improper foods for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of our lives. So digestive rest of fasting frees up energy. I don't have to create all of the energy to support all of those organs. Now that natural life force energy is freed up and available. So it allows for the free movement of other energy to do work on healing, because now that normally would have been done work on digestion. So that energy gets freed and available. So the digestive rest allows for more energy to be available to the body. The body's energy is being redirected from digestion purposes to healing purposes. It's a redirection of the same energy that you have. It's your life force energy that we're using, that we're talking about. The loving energy that's within you. Detoxification is what happens when we fast. When we stop taking food in, then the body has to take the toxins out of the body and use them and get to a release system. When you stop putting food in, then the body releases what it's got. It starts to cleanse. That's the detoxification process. The process of detoxification, if you go for 1, 2, 3, 4 days into that process, your body will start to get toxic and get uncomfortable. It starts to get painful. Discomfort's going to come in 1 to 4 days. So we detoxify the body for 1 to 4 days with a raw food fast, or a water fast, or a juice fast, or a fruit fast, or just water, just emptiness, fasting completely. We want to fast daily. Fasting is a part of the program. It's fasting and feasting. We got to break our food addictions. We got to take back our power. It's just about empowering ourselves by taking back our power from food, our power from substance, our power from sex, from people, from money, from everything. It's coming back into our power. We are the sovereign being. We are in charge. We are the creators of our reality. Each one of us has the power to create change in our lives. This is a choice. It's a choice we can apply with some physical practice, some mental practice, some emotional practice, some intention practice, and some imagination practice, and some conscious breathing practice. And then intentful nutrition choices that include fasting and feasting. It's not only about fasting. It's about fasting for daily. I'd like you to fast daily in this program, 14 to 18 hours a day. That's the daily fast. So this is a 10-day experience for you to try out the things that I teach in my 12-week body transformation program. It's a 10-day experience. I'd like you to first have the experience of eating raw foods, feasting, raw food feasting. We do that on the weekends. We eat as much as we like on the weekend. We really refill our bodies. And then we're fasting 1 to 4 days of the week. So on the first day of the week, next Monday, I would like to do a 1 to 4 day fast. No food Monday, I call it. It's at least 1 day without food, 24 hours without food. It's like we're trying to push ourselves. Now, we could drink water, we could drink juice, we could drink smoothies, but we're trying not to chew. The action of chewing stimulates the thought process and the demand for food. It's a trigger, just like a punch is a trigger. Is a striking that the body creates a fight or flight response inside of the body. Just like extending wakes us up and flexing puts us to sleep. Okay? There are physical things that we can do that have a response, a hormonal response physiologically inside of the body. Striking, eating, chewing, dancing, smiling, all of these things send a trigger to the body, change the body's physiology. Does that make sense? Changing our food is going to do the same. Switching from the low, dense foods, flesh, the material part of ourself, the physical aspect of ourself, our muscle, our flesh, our meat. The meat is the most dense part of us. The meat and the bone, right? The bone and the meat. That's our most dense bit. Our less dense bit is more like our water, our waters. The water in our body. That's the least dense bit of us. That's us. The least dense bit of us would be our water, right? Now, water is what makes up fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are made mostly of water. That's our less dense foods. So we could try to forego on the most dense foods, the meats and the fats. We want to try to, if we can, 4 days of the week, can we get those out or minimize? Can we get them to just one meal a day? It's whatever appropriate for you, right? But we want to try to reduce the most dense foods. The most dense foods are the cooked and processed foods. If we can get meats and dairies, if we can get starches, the cooked stuff, the processed stuff, the fast foods, anything eating out, all that, get that out 4 days of the week. This is what I call my rule of natural balance. The rule of natural balance. The whole program runs on a rule of natural balance. I don't think, in my personal opinion, it's my best, I don't recommend going all one way or the other way. I would recommend more of a natural balance. I would say work on your raw food fasting 4 days of the week. And I would say relax on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with your family, with your friends, with your events, whatever's going on. 3 days of the week, you may have your 3 flex meals. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you have a flex meal each day. And then you can also have fruits and vegetables and raw foods freely on that day, but you have 1 flex meal, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 flex meals for the week. And then Monday to Thursday, you're trying to go 4 days on raw foods if you can, water if you can, juice if you can. Right? It's a extended fasting. 1 day of the week, no food Monday, you go 1 24-hour day, 24-hour fast or more. 72 hours if you want. 96 hours if you want. Water fasting, juice fasting, raw food fasting. It starts on the Monday. The first day of the week, we try to do an extended fast. 1 day of the week, I want you to try an extended fast. Daily, I want you to fast. Every day, I want you to fast 14 to 18 hours. We're practicing fasting this week. 14 to 18 hours a day, we're staying empty. And then we're eating. We're trying to eat mostly raw food. We're trying to go raw food only if we can for at least 4 days. Can we do it? 4 days of the week. Raw foods for 4 days of the week. Relax on the weekend. Have your correction days. 3 days correction. It's my law of natural balance. 4 and 3. 4 and 3. You just have to be perfect most of the time. You don't need to be perfect all of the time. You need to be perfect most of the time. It's my imperfection program. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be perfect most of the time. I need consistency. I need new boundaries. I need you to make it a boundary. You can relax Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to have a flex meal, but then you can only have raw foods on those days. And then in addition to your flex meal. And then on Monday to Thursday, I want you to stick with raw foods if you can. I'd rather you didn't have flex meals on those days, but if you have, do okay. You know, we're trying to do our best. We're trying to do our best. If we're trying to go raw foods Monday to Thursday, if you can go further, deeper into your fasting, maybe you can get to juices. Well, at least 24 hours can we do a juice fast? Just on water. Can we not chew for 24 hours on Monday? Right? So there's daily fasting, 14 to 18 hours in this program is my recommendation. Okay? I'd like you to do a weekly fast, an extended fast. On Monday, I want you to stretch yourself outside of your comfort zone. So you're fasting every single day, 14, 18 hours. That's within your comfort zone. And then 1 day each week, you push yourself outside of your comfort zone and go for a little longer into your fast. So you go 24 hours on just juice. Can you go for 36 hours? Can you go for 48? This will be next Monday. We're going to practice raw foods this week and daily fasting and take a break on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And then perhaps on Monday, no food Monday, we try to go for a fast, 24 hours at least, 36, 48, 72. What can you do? Can you make it 96 hours on just raw foods? Can you make it 96 hours just on waters? Don't kill yourself. This is not about killing yourself. It's not the way to do it. It's about loving yourself. Okay? It's not about how long we do it or how hard we do it. It's about creating a natural balance in our life. Right? It's about creating a natural balance in our life. And I'm suggesting 4 days that we're doing the right things. 4 days a week that we're getting the right things with our exercise. 4 days we're getting the right things with our food. And 3 days we're allowed to relax a little bit and do something alternative. Take a break. Like it shouldn't be all one way or all the other way. Nothing in reality is all one way or all the other way. I'm going to have a little PowerPoint and go over this again, and that way I'll be able to even give you some different eating styles, because what I want to demonstrate to you is a raw food feasting. I have 4 different meal plan alternatives. There's a one meal a day. There's a 1 meal a day plus like a juice meal or a smoothie meal or a soup and salad meal or a fruit meal. And a fruit meal could be like 3 bananas or 5 apples, right? a fruit meal and a meal. So there's a 1 meal a day option. There's a 1 meal a day and alternative raw foods. There's a 2 meal a day option. And then there's a 2 meal a day with a juice or a fruit, right? So that's what I'm saying for 4 different eating styles for the raw food portion of your week. 1 to 3 days of the week, I want you to be doing that. 24 hours at least in waters or juices without chewing. 1 to 3 days just on raw foods. 1 meal a day, 1 meal and plus a raw food meal. 2 meals plus a raw food meal, a raw food juice or a fruit. So there's 4 eating choices. And then we've got 3 correction days where you got a flex meal. A flex meal, you can allow anything to do for your flex meal. I'm going to give you 3 flex meals per week, right? I'm suggesting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. And the final thing that I want to talk about is my clean water detox. You might want to see all of it visually. If I put it up on a PowerPoint, I'm going to try to get some images to create how to display all of this best. I'm trying to collect it all best visually and how to display. The 7 to 10 days clean water detox. That if we can, I recommend distilled water to my customers. So I'm calling it a clean water detox because if you like to use spring water, it's not the end of the world for sure. I'm not saying that it's the end of the world if you drink spring water and you don't drink distilled water. But distilled water has an awesome chemical affinity, attraction to positive elements, inorganic elements, dead elements. It helps the body to detoxify. Distilled water is what's natural water. Distilled water is when the water gets evaporated by the lake, it goes up into the clouds, it cools down, it rains. Rain is distilled water. It's been evaporated and rains down. But the rain falls and then it gets collected by the water treatment plant and then they put chemicals and stuff in it. So then now it's not really clean anymore. It's really fluoridated water, which is chemically treated water. We don't want to drink that for cleaning out the body. We don't want to drink tap water. No, we can't drink fluoridated water or chlorinated water. We can't drink water that has chemicals in it. It has to be, that's why it's called a clean water detox. Now, I would recommend distilled, and I do recommend distilled. And I'm not saying it's the end of the world either, but we got to understand that it's about change. And if I've always been drinking spring water and bottled water and tap water, if that's what I've always been drinking, distilled water would be an awesome change for 7 to 10 days. 3 to 4 liters of distilled water flush every single day. 3 to 4 liters if you can. 3 to 5 liters if you can distilled water. Flushing the water, detoxifying the body with the clean water detox. So these are the elements of the program that I want to share. I'd like you to experience it over 10 days. So these are the things that I'm teaching to all of my customers, how to heal and change their lives naturally, along with emotion and the breath work and the mindset stuff, affirming in the mornings, intending myself energetically into every single day, beginning my day and ending my day with the right thoughts, words, and energy and imagination. Look for a little bit more here. Thank you so much for watching. My longest fast is 5 days without food and water. But it's not about how long we go. What I've learned is what you empower, you push against, pushes you back. So it can't be about trying to go for longer days without food. It's not about trying to go longer days without food. It's not about that. It's about building the energy. When I push away food and I'm not taking food in, then I recognize that I've got energy. So where's this energy coming from? So in the absence of food, I find the true source energy, right? So it's a good practice to stay empty for days because it is a wonderful way to get clarity on anything, on everything. And I highly recommend it. But it's not about just going for a long time either. It's not about going for a long time. We can get obsessed in this, like we need to fast longer, right? Yes. Clear body and mind on long fasts. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I find the same, and that's why I love fasting. That's why I love fasting. And that's why I'll encourage anyone to fast, because it's a wonderful experience. But sometimes people are so, they have illusions of what fasting is, and they have so much fear of it. But when they get into the experience, they see and they realize that they have all of this power and they have all of this ability, and they step back into their power. And that's what's beautiful about the process, is that it starts off with all of these rules, and it's about this and it's about that, and it helps people to get clarity in the mind. But once we get into the intuitive space, we're talking about the energy, the loving energy within, it's just so much feeling and joy and certainty and happiness and peace that all the tech stuff that we're talking about here, it really doesn't matter anymore, right? It's just about how much better my life is feeling. And if I'm receiving my life with more joy and happiness, I'm creating more joy and happiness in my life. Boys and girls, I'm going to cut it off here. I'm trying to be concise. I'm trying to be short. I'm trying to get this message down to minutes for you. And I'm going to also try to do it with some visuals so you can actually see it a little bit better. I'm trying to see how best to present it and display it. Thank you for bearing with me as I share my deepest truths in my life. Love you all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.